When people think of writer's block, they often think of having absolutely no ideas or coming to a document and just seeing a blank page. But in my experience, I've always found that writer's block is more about just being a perfectionist and being too scared to write anything that is deemed as bad or poor quality. So I try and add to one of my scripts every single day, but recently I found myself just getting too in my head. So I thought I would do a little exercise today where I try and take all of what I've learned previously out of it and just put something on the paper. I feel like all of my videos recently have one quote, but today's quote is going to be create like a child, edit like a scientist, and I really just want to get into that headspace. I want to just create without thinking about the final product because I can always go in and make changes. I am going to limit myself to 10 minutes per script. I've got 6 different prompts and constraints and guidelines which I need to follow, and I am going to see if this can get me out of this perfectionist mindset. Okay, so my first challenge is the continuous edit. I'm literally not allowed to stop and think for 1 second for the whole 10 minutes, and I just have to put every single thing that comes to mind on paper. So hopefully it'll get me in the zone. But yeah, I'm terrified. So I've got to set a 10-minute timer. I don't even know what I'm going to start with. I think I'm just going to have to look at something and just think of an idea. Okay, 10-minute timer. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to think of my curtain. Okay, I need to include dialogue as well. Oh my god, no, I forgot all the shortcuts on there. Yeah. I'm like thinking. That is such a cringe line. Oh my god, I hate this. Back to the camera? No, back to the curtain. No, I'm thinking. It sways more. Rustling outside. That's my skin. Outside. What's happening with the curtain? The curtain can't make noise. It's fabric. No. Yeah. Her eyes grow wide. This is literally year 3 level creative writing. Expecting to find her child there. Nothing but a teddy bear. Oh god, now I'm writing poetry. Looking behind her shoulder, she wields the gun. I can't actually explain to you how painful that was. But the goal was not to make anything good, it was to make something. I didn't think the curtain was going to end up with her wielding a gun, and that is the beautiful part. Because normally, me being my normal perfectionist self, I would analyse being in this room for so long and how she transitions out of the room. I never knew her child was going to be missing, and I really like that part. I like when you're kind of writing a story as if you were reading it. I don't know what's going to happen, it just kind of happens. That is literally creating like a child. You just think and put it on paper. Like analytically, this isn't the most incredible script ever, but I don't actually think that's the point. I think creatively, this has done a lot for me. If you've ever written a script before, you would have definitely heard that you're meant to show and not tell. So this kind of goes against that rule. But I think it would be a good exercise to see how I can create tension and stakes through just dialogue when I don't have like cinematography or location or really anything else to help me. So basically I found a prompt on a website and it was like someone leaves something behind on purpose. That's all the prompt said, so I'm going to go off of that. This is literally my worst nightmare. The thing is that it just goes really stale when there's just dialogue between 2 characters. But like, this is boring. Like, I'm bored of reading this. Hey Jason, yeah, you left this. Oh, thanks. Yeah, no problem. Seemed important to some. You're never meant to ask questions in dialogue. 4 questions, that's illegal. Okay, so I feel like this one broke even more rules than the first one. I think with more time, I would have definitely done a deeper conversation in the spare of the moment, your brain kind of reverts to just getting more out quickly. Whereas with more time, you'll be able to flesh out like plot and what the argument will be about, what they're confronting about, what their wants are versus their needs. Dialogue can be one of the hardest things to kind of perfect, and getting tone of voice. I believe like you can tell a difference between these two people. Obviously, I've only done 2 out of 6, but I'm still trying to get over it that it's like, this isn't going to be fleshed out. This isn't going to have a plot behind it. None of these scripts are going to be clever. It's meant to just create something, not something good. So yeah. Okay, so the next one is also more dialogue based. I want to use a random sentence generator to basically make the first line of dialogue, and then I go off of that. This is like a normal script, and I can take time to edit and take my time with it and go a bit slower. It just throws me into a scene without having time to think about like the greater context. Okay, and you should never take advice from someone who thinks red paint dries quicker than blue paint. Lounge day. Passion. No, is that called Passion? Passion mansion. No, not Passion. No. Lived in home. Slightly messy, but not dirty. Comfortable. Colourful. Okay, I kind of want it to be like, I want this to be a frank conversation. Oh my god, I've already spent 2 minutes just doing that. Oh wait, it says you should never take advice from someone. Oh, I didn't even realise it was you should never take advice. I thought it was just like basically calling someone stupid. Oh no. Okay, the mum isn't dead anymore. Oh. Okay. This one, I don't know why, in my mind I've got like the Hannah Montana house in my head, which is just so random. And maybe it's just me because I know what I had in mind, but I feel like I can picture the scene quite well. She moves locations, she has a tantrum, she's going out. So at the end it does kind of, it would lead nicely into another scene. I feel like it allows for a lot more to happen. In a technical sense, this scene ticks a few boxes. I would say I'm probably a bit more proud of this scene. Mid-game interview, I think these exercises would be so beyond helpful if I already have the story. Like, let's say I've already written 2 episodes of the show and I'm just struggling with writer's block on the 3rd episode. Because I know all of the characters, I know all of the settings, I know the main plot, I think this would be much easier and would be much more fleshed out and developed. And obviously I wouldn't just restrict myself to 10 minutes. I think the exercises themselves are actually really helpful. It's just obviously when I'm going in with nothing, there's a lot more that goes into this 10 minutes than simply writing. I think this is important because a lot of times when you're writing, you'll have an idea, but then you think, oh, that doesn't fit in, it doesn't match the genre, it just doesn't work, before you've even tried and fleshed it out. I think this has a lot to prove, this one. And I'm excited. Okay, I think one thing with scripts is like building tension, and of course that can be difficult. So I think what I should try and do is just explain what's going on straight away. It needs to be like some big, who's the villain? Okay, we're going to be sat around a round table. Go. Haunted, no. Okay, yeah. Okay, I've got an idea. Lounge, dusk, no, dusk. 5 friends, 5 teenage friends. Sit, lounge, across a large sofa, snack. The room is littered with snack wrappers and soft drinks. But why would the kids be watching news? Why is it hard to write a bad idea? I just had a really profound thought, okay? So you know how people say it's as hard to get 0% on a test as it is to get 100%? That's kind of what I feel like is happening here. Like, I'm trying so hard to make a bad script that I'm actually just using the same brain power as if I was trying to make a good one. God, now I've only got 5 minutes. With 3 seconds to spare. Oh. I think what was good about this one is that I did solve the plot straight away, but what it then made me do was it changed the focus from whether the person was dead or not and if they found the body and then investigating that whole situation to just actually showing who the culprit was. I didn't know that was going to happen, and I think that's what's so exciting. I didn't know that that boy looking out the window was the son of the mother who killed whoever. Coming into this challenge, I was really worried about the technicalities and making sure that I could still create a strong piece of work. What this has really done is broken down my perfectionism and just allowed me to create and stop overthinking. It is day 2. This wasn't meant to be a 2-day thing. I mean, it was literally meant to take an hour, but I had to go to London yesterday. I'm feeling a little bit more confident today. I feel ready and raring to go. The first challenge I'm going to do is every single line of dialogue has to raise the stake. Raising stakes can be really difficult because you want to do it in a way that isn't really explicit, but in doing so, I found that, again, you become too much of a perfectionist. We're out of gas. Is that something that someone would say? Pause for a little interlude. I feel like on paper something can sound really cringy. In the movie it works, but I feel like it is kind of the only way to say that. Anyway, woman and night exchange, petrified. This actually would have been Nate's other life. Or life in season 3. This is actually why I expected him to end up dead. Anyway, there's going to be a child or something involved. Hesitantly rubs her belly. No, palms. No, palms is like boom. Kate instinctively strokes her belly. I don't like strokes at all. Oh, time's up. Okay, so that was a weird one. I tried to because obviously they're stationed ahead of where the criminals were driving, I tried to get it to raise the stakes there, but obviously going back into this with more time, I would have then showed, rather than had them talk on the radio, I would have showed that they're up ahead. No seasoned criminal would ever corner themselves like that. I originally going into it was thinking they were going to switch cars and then they ended up driving upstairs. Don't know why they did that. I guess with the baby, that kind of raises the stakes. It just happened really late. I think it's a good premise, but I think it's definitely easier to raise the stakes when you have context, basically. And then for the final exercise, I am going to get a random word generator to give me 3 different words, and I have to write a scene that includes all 3 of them. So my 3 words are hour, password, and praise. I'm just gonna write what comes to mind, I think. I don't wanna force it. We're gonna be in an office. Nighttime. 3 men, 30s, crowd, a laptop. The screen illuminates their face. 1 sat, 2 bent over. Okay, we're just gonna go straight in. First line of dialogue is gonna be password. No, we only have an hour. How long have we got? We only got an hour. Bing! Oh shit, I didn't set a timer. I don't know how to make that sound better. He just wants all the praise. Okay, time up. Okay, for the time constraint, I'm actually really happy with that script. It got all of the words in a way that felt more natural than it could have been. Obviously, I did have quite easy words, but I think this is actually a really, really good exercise and could be used if you already have a story. I think this would actually be really, really helpful in my everyday script writing for my shows and films. So there you have it. I just wrote 6 scripts in 60 minutes, albeit sporadically, but I really enjoyed this process. Obviously, I'm probably going to use some of these exercises using the characters and the location in the story that I've already built in order to progress in the actual story and write a scene. But on a surface level, if you have writer's block and have absolutely no idea what to write, I think these exercises are so helpful on their own, because not only does it get you into that flow and it really helps you get back on the horse, it also just gives you that confidence, and it's like, oh wait, I am creative. I do have a good imagination and I can come up with all of these different stories in just 10 minutes. I've written 1,620 words in an hour. I feel like that is a big testament to the success of this challenge, and that was kind of what I wanted to demonstrate in this video. Out of the 6 exercises that I used, I would say that the most helpful one was the continuous edit. That felt so easy and quick to do. You don't need to completely come up with new characters. You can just write the next scene without thinking, without stopping. And then the last one was that prompt that I can't even remember what the challenge was. I just know the prompt was like, they had to leave something behind on purpose. This is not a very fleshed out scene, so it's not one that I feel like I got that much from, and it didn't really leave me feeling like very creative or that I've made much progress. So all in all, I am so happy with the challenge. It did exactly what I wanted it to do, and I hope this has also shown you that writer's block, maybe it's a bit of a myth, because I feel like this exercise has really shown me that it's actually really easy to get over, and you can get over writer's block in as little as 10 minutes. I hope you enjoyed this video and can use these techniques going forward. If you have any more challenges I should try out, then let me know. And if you try any of these, let me know as well, and let me know which worked best for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.